So there's this movie that exists, and it's called Final Flesh, and it's pretty silly, goofy bonkers. Let me explain it to you. It all comes down to this fucking guy right here, Vernon Chapman. You may know him as the writer and creator of such adult shows such as Wonder Chosen, Xavier Renegade Angel, Archie Holler, The Shivering Truth, Doggy Fizzle Televizzle, and he's also done additional writing for stuff like Jackass the Movie and South Park, and he was also the voice of Towley, fun fact.
You wanna get high?
Now, if you're familiar with any of the shit that I just mentioned, I'm sure you can only imagine just how out there this man is and how wacky of a brain he must have. Even if you don't quite get the humor of his work, he's a true comedic anomaly, to say the least. And you can't really help but to admire, just how unique this guy's stuff is. Anyways, back in the year of 2009, the golden age of the digital age, so to speak, this little movie came out into the wild called Final Flesh. Well, kind of. I first heard about this movie when I saw a physical DVD copy of it in Amoeba Records in Hollywood. I was immediately intrigued just based off the cover. Actually, I had the DVD right here somewhere. Let's see, where's it at? Here it is. I finally found it. Okay, cool. So this is the DVD copy that I bought in Amoeba Records in Hollywood, maybe 2018, 2019, I don't remember the exact year, but I bought it for, what was it, $16, $17, $18, something like that, and the reason why I bought it is because not only did the cover intrigue me, because look at that shit, but also, I looked it up online, and I could hardly find any information on it. There was, no word on this movie, or nobody really knew what it was. The very few physical copies that I could find on the internet were all just off of eBay for maybe $100, $200. So I immediately picked this thing up, and I was intrigued just, based on, and look at this, what the fuck is, there's little to no information on what exactly this was. Let me open this thing up for you so you can get a good look on the inside. But this is what the disc art looks like. Kind of crazy, kind of weird. Then it comes with a little poster, but right here, there's this little, hang on, let me get a little bit closer. It comes with like Final Flesh gel, official Final Flesh antibacterial hand gel. I don't know why. When I first opened it, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a condom, because that would just make sense with with what this thing is, which we'll get into in a bit. But yeah, I don't know. It's just an antibacterial hand gel. I don't know why it's in there, but fucking weird. So that was in there, and that kind of threw me off a little bit. And then it also comes with this little poster here. So it comes with that. Pretty cool poster, actually. I might do something with that. I should have hung it up somewhere. Have it in the background or something, I'm not gonna fuck with it. Fuck it. It's pretty cool though. A pretty neat little poster. But yeah, so in my head I was thinking wow, I found some really hidden gem here, Nobody's really heard of this thing. It's weird, it's wacky. And then I looked up some information on it, and then things just kind of got a little bit more crazy. So what did I do with this movie? Well, a few weeks later, I grabbed some friends, we got together, and we watched this thing, and it was, boy, did it rock our fucking world, let me tell you. So basically, what writer-creator Vernon Chapman did was he wrote 4 scripts. These scripts, I guess, are connected to each other and form kind of a story in a way, but I mean, not really, but we'll get into that. But basically, he wrote 4 scripts, and he sent these 4 scripts to these studios that specialize in they're porn studios. They do porn. They're pornographic. They make pornographic content. I'm actually going to cheat a bit here and just go off of this IMDb trivia, but writer-producer Vernon Chapman wrote 4 scripts and sent each to DIY porno production companies that specialized in enacting fetish scenarios submitted by amateurs for a price. There was only one instruction: stick to the script. Everything else, do whatever. Chapman then assembled the 4 completed segments, which feature nudity but no actual sexual content. So yeah, there are people walking around this movie completely naked, but they're not actually having sex. They're just kind of reading off the script, and in the script there just is no sex. What he has them do, I'll get into in a bit. So yeah, every actor was a professional and took their roles seriously, though none of them had any idea about the satirical nature of the project. So yeah, basically they get, I guess these porno studios, they get these scripts sent out by random people who, have fetishes, and they basically enact them for a price. Obviously, they give money for it. So I guess Vernon Chapman found this out and was like, hey, I'm just going to write 4 scripts and kind of send them to these 4 different porno studios. Whatever they send back, he compiled it into one big movie, and that's essentially what Final Flesh is. That's the whole thing. It's that. Well, what is the script, you might ask? What is the movie about? Well, I guess the idea here is that there's 3 people in each segment or story or script or whatever, and there's a guy and 2 girls, and It's a sci-fi script, and like the world's ending. And I know in the first one it was a mom and dad, and they had a daughter. And the other ones, I think the characters were different, but they also weren't. It's a little weird. It's a little crazy. It was a little hard to follow, to be honest. This script doesn't really follow a cohesive story, but is rather just used as an excuse for, these actors to do and say all this weird and insane shit. So yeah, Vernon really took advantage of the idea here that these porn studios will reenact, anything that is given to them, no matter how weird or dark or deep the fantasy is. And, for a price, of course. These people paid them money for it, and that's why they ultimately do it. Yeah, it just kind of shines light on, these porno studios and how, their integrity of committing to the bit, so to speak, and just kind of doing what they can to, play out these fantasies, no matter how weird or strange or out there they may be. And I'm sure, believe me, they probably get some fucking weird ones. It's also interesting to see how all these different porn studios just kind of have a different perspective on, the scripts and how they interpret certain concepts. It's just really interesting. Excuse me. Each little segment short script is around 15 to 20 minutes, which the movie only clocks in at about 71 minutes, so it's very short. To be honest, it does feel less like a movie, so to speak, like with an actual cohesive story, like I was saying, and feels more so just kind of like a weird, fucked up compilation of, I guess, pornographic, videos. But they're not having sex. Again, they're naked sometimes, but they're instead just kind of doing all this weird and insane stuff. Like, I believe in the first segment, within the first 10 minutes, everyone just started giving birth to random stuff like eggs and a cantaloupe and a piece of meat which they raised as a child. And yeah, it just gets really weird and wacky, and they just have them doing weird stuff that no normal human being would normally do, but these people are here and they're getting paid for it, and there's an excuse because it's such a weird niche thing for you to be doing, is to play out all these fantasies from all these people. But yeah, it's just really fascinating to see naked people not have sex, but just do really weird, crazy shit. I feel like as for the scripts themselves, they definitely increase in quality as it goes. The last two are easily my favorite. I think the third one is overall the funniest one. That one just had the most inconsistencies, and it was really funny because there was like, a cameraman in one shot. I think before one shot started, you heard the director say action. There's like some really horrible audio clipping, and like, I don't know, just the scenarios that play out in that one especially are really weird, and it's easily the funniest. The last script, however, I would say is definitely the most cinematic. There's actually some really interesting like camera work choices and angles, and like you can tell they were really having fun with it, and they kind of gave it their all. And there was something about the overall feeling about the last short that had a kind of a Lynchian feeling to it. Rest in peace, David Lynch, of course. But yeah, it definitely reminded me of that, where they were actually kind of trying to do something here, kind of create a vibe and an atmosphere. But yeah, I feel like they understood the assignment the best as far as what Vernon Chapman was going for, and yeah, it was just really solid, overall camera work and production design. Yeah, not too shabby. I enjoyed it. But yeah, Final Flesh is really interesting. It's just kind of like a compilation of just a bunch of really weird, fucked up shit that was created, just from this really insane idea from this one guy who creates really insane adult shows that are very deceiving. So yeah, back in 2018, 2019, whatever it was, we watched this, weird anomaly of a movie that kind of came out of nowhere, thinking that we just watched something that we weren't supposed to be watching, that, was really hard to find, and it was so obscure. And I've been meaning to make a video about it for so long, and I'm finally doing it. I originally would have titled this video the most insane movie that you'll never be able to see, but it is actually a lot more accessible nowadays. In fact, about 2 years ago, in 2022, the American Genre Film Archive released a Blu-ray copy of the movie. They released a trailer on YouTube and everything. I remember watching it like, holy shit, it's Final Flesh. I thought I was like one of 10 people who've heard of this fucking movie. And yeah, they released a Blu-ray copy of it that you can still buy on their website today right now, but the limited edition slipcover is out of stock, unfortunately. I know, I was pretty upset with that. I'm a big slipcover guy. I fucking love slipcovers. You know what? Nothing's ever gonna be, just the experience of like buying this weird ass fucking DVD at some record shop, in LA, and it just happened to be just the most insane, weird shit that we've ever really witnessed with our eyes, especially going in blind, not knowing anything about it. You really can't ask for a better experience with Final Flesh, and I hope Vernon, I hope that's what he was going for, was to have people experience it like this in a really weird, random, off-putting way. But yeah, for a while it seemed like the only way to watch the movie was to get a physical copy, which if you looked it up online, it was really hard to find. All the ones, again, I found online at the time were super crazy overpriced, but the movie is, you know, more accessible because of America's Genre Film Archive releasing it on Blu-ray, and you can also actually watch it online on the Internet Archive. If you just look up Final Flesh streaming on Google, it's going to be one of the first links that pops up. You can watch the whole thing on the Internet Archive, and apparently it looks like it might have been uploaded by Vernon Chapman himself, so maybe he just finally decided to release it for the public, and so it's not an obscure niche thing anymore. But yeah, so there you go. That's, if you want to watch Final Flesh, you know, in the flesh, you can on the Internet Archive website. Just look up Final Flesh streaming, and there you go. You can witness it for yourself. Don't watch it with your parents though, or your grandma. I would not, you know, recommend that. But you can get a couple buddies over and, you know, get drunk and watch it. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty fascinating stuff. So yeah, I just thought I should make a video on it and talk about this really fascinating experiment from Vernon Chapman, who is a comedic genius in a lot of ways. And yeah, that's pretty much it, dude. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, I'm finally glad I got to get this video out there and make it. It's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to make this one for a while, especially back then. I thought this would be like a genius idea because nobody's ever heard of it, but even then there's not a whole lot of information on this, you know, weird little thing on the internet or anything. So yeah, I just thought I'd make a video on it to kind of bring it out there and shine some light on it and get people familiar with this thing, because it's interesting, yeah, to say the least. But yeah, there you go. That's all I got for you. Hopefully I can make more videos on some more interesting stuff soon in the future on this channel. Odd Times with Jacob, let's go, baby, hell yeah. And yeah, that's about all I got for you. So let's fucking do this again, dude. When you're free next, when you're free, let me know. I'm free Tuesday, Thursday. I do have work Wednesday, but after that, I just have a dentist appointment, and then I should be good. It's gonna be at 3 p.m. But yeah, just let me know when you're free, and we'll get together and we'll do something real soon.
Okay, and hey, you have a great day, and talk to me soon. I hope your first better. I hope everything's going well with, you know, your new job and everything.